All right, listeners, it's 2026. Welcome back to another year, another episode of the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I am Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That is Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Hello there. It's the first episode of the year, and apparently we're going to do all of them this year again. But to start us off, we thought we'd give you kind of a preview of what we're looking forward to, what we're excited about, and what you can expect from the next 12 months of the I Can Do This All Day podcast. Those that have been riding with us for a long time know that you're going to get new movie reviews. You're going to get some guest pods in. You're going to get the all-important retro rewind. You'll get some rankings from us. You'll get our Rushmores, and you'll probably get some out there stuff too. Some hype checks. I think this year is such a hype check for many franchises that you and I have grown to love. Dan, what are you looking forward to about what we're doing in 26?
Pretty much looking forward to watching good movies. Uh, we ran through some stinkers last year, and the funny thing is that we had a lot of conversation about it in the year prior too, about the whole writer's strike and everything, and that there was a little bit of struggle for content to try and find. And last year was kind of similar in the sense that the stuff that we usually like to talk about slowed down its releases and cadence quite a bit. That being Marvel, DC, Star Wars. There was some stuff that came out, but we just didn't review all of it. So DC came on like a powerhouse and they had the most projects out of everything. But Marvel only had a couple of movie projects last year and some TV projects that weren't even really well marketed or advertised. So that's where it's kind of that downside for the nerd in me. I'm wearing this shirt because I'm repping Marvel this year. I don't care about all the negativity that's out there. Marvel's coming back, and I'm here for it. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
Dan, what about your favorite MCU Disney Plus show, Ironheart? How could you forget to talk about that last year?
I forgot to talk about it last year because I forgot to watch it last year. So that was my thing. Like it was on my list. I actually downloaded all of the episodes onto my phone so I could watch it on flights. But you know what I decided to watch instead of that show? Better movies, older movies that I've already seen plenty of times before that I actually care about. So I think I watched Extraction and Extraction 2 at least 4 or 5 times each this year because I didn't want to watch some of the other stuff that was going on out there. So yeah. But I mean, for you, Mark, what are you looking forward to this year?
I think that you hit it on the head. This is an opportunity for a lot of the more favorable franchises for us to get back in step. Hopefully we're past that bubble of the writer strike because you've got the bubble, you had the pandemic bubble come through, and then the writer strike bubble as well, where production took more time. And I also think there's been a lot of fiscal issues with a lot of these larger movie houses where they're getting bought and sold. I mean, more recently you've talked about Netflix buying Warner Brothers and HBO, and I'm like, I'm worried about what's going to happen with the DCU as it starts to jump off a little bit. I'm worried about what happens with some of these other things. So I'm interested to see what we get, and I also hope that the movies that come this year do well enough to create stability and consistent releases. But I'm also hopeful that we fall in love with some new franchises because it's been a while. It's been a while, and we're going to talk about what's coming this year, what we're excited about. But it very much is like an old friend's homecoming, and not many things that are fresh and new.
Yeah, and this episode, for all those that are listening right now, like what movie is what's new in 2026? That's just going to be our rundown of the year. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of different movies and what our thoughts are and what we may cover, what we may not cover. There may even be some debate on what we want to cover this year, but you get a chance to get a peek behind the curtain, and we're going to let you listen to our thought process. So that's kind of what we're going to do right now. But you kind of broke down some of the movies and the releases in different tiers, right? So let's kind of go off of that major tier 1 right now. Talk us through that.
So we separated the largest scale releases for this year, the things that most people are going to try and go see opening night, no questions asked, that are going to be big. first one on the list is the one I think you and I are the absolute most excited for. We've gotten a teaser trailer for it already that was not very long, but very close to our heart, if you will. Avengers Doomsday.
Doomsday. I was, I what I think I might do this year for the podcast, at least from the social media aspect of it, I'm just going to start throwing in some of those random opinions as we're waiting for some to record some of these episodes, because something that I cannot take anymore is the constant flip flopping of what people want and what people are disappointed in, what people are excited to see for Marvel. It's ridiculous. So, from what I've seen on the unveiling of all of the stuff that has been leading up to Doomsday has been stupid. And I don't mean it from the actual unveiling of that information. I'm talking about the audience receiving and processing and vocalizing their opinions on that. So the first big news about Doomsday was RDJ coming back as Doom, right? If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was before the cast announcing.
Yeah, that was like a
And so
Comic-Con unveil.
yeah, which was like really cool news in my opinion. And I bet if you were there in Hall H and you saw that, and it was an experience to have. But so many people were like, "Oh man, because of Jonathan Majors, they got to bring in RDJ back. Like this is what we have to do to be a Marvel fan. We got to bring back the old people." Well, a lot of people were thinking like, "Well, Iron Man and Cap and they're gone. We want them back." Well, guess what? You bring them back, and then all of a sudden they're shit talking. Like, oh, they can't come up with original stuff. They're building up all these new characters. They did the same thing when they unveiled, or the leak came through for the Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. Like the same exact thing. And people, make up your fucking mind. Like, it's okay to change your mind, but at the same time, it seems like that's the cool thing to do. Just go the complete opposite of whatever the source material or the directors, the studios are trying to do, and just shit on it. That's what that's going to do. It's going to kill not just Marvel movies, it's going to kill movies in general. And I think it kind of already has, because you can kind of see the hate and the power that the people have when talking about these movies. I'm done with it. Toxic fandom. I'm done with it.
I agree. There's an excessive amount of toxic fandom, especially when you come to Star Wars.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They talk about Daisy Ridley
the
coming back, and people are going to set the world on fire. Not talking about that movie for 2026 anymore.
the most interesting and hateful environments that our podcast has been around has all circulated around Star Wars. It's
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
a
And
lot of
I
hate.
even asked, I remember asking prior to recording, like, dude, what's up with your fellow Star Wars fans? Why do they fucking hate everything and everyone so much? Like everyone's a Sith. Everyone's a Sith out there. I don't know if there's a single Jedi fan, because even those Jedi fans act like Siths. They're assholes.
That's really funny. Yeah, the Steve Rogers leak got me hyped though. Like, I don't know if it's real. I
Okay.
don't know if it's not. All of that.
It's
But
real. 100% real, and it's fantastic. But it's
spectacular.
oh, did I say that? God damn it. It's been
They're real
too long
and
since
they're
I'm
spectacular.
spectacular. If you know what we're talking about, comment down below. We'd love
If
to
you
hear
know
from
what
you.
we're talking about, you probably need some Advil on the nightstand for when you get up in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. But no, it is real. And once again, I heard all of the people saying like, Marvel spent all this time building up all these new characters, and now they're just going to bring Steve Rogers back. Well, assholes, so many people said that, like, oh, we don't care about these new characters. Why the hell do we need to hear about Shang-Chi and all that? Like, are you serious? You fucking said everything negative about whatever has come out. And I'm a Marvel fan. I've shit on a few of the projects, but at the same time, I'm still looking forward to what they're doing. At no point have I ever been like, nah, I'm done. I've been close to certain properties, Black Panther being one of them, because I just didn't like the way Wakanda Forever turned out. And disclaimer, great tribute to Chadwick Boseman, RIP. However, I just didn't agree with the movie. So, but anyways, but yeah, I mean that's kind of leading into some of the other stuff too. I mean, Avengers Doomsday is going to be a huge movie. There's no way it's not going to be. And I don't know if you feel differently, but I think we're both pretty excited about that stuff. And Marvel is going to keep on keep on cranking out some of these other projects, but supposedly this is going to be tighter, it's going to be higher quality, so I'm all for it.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm hyped for it. I hope it's good, but I was hyped for Fantastic Four. Mm, I was hyped
Fantastic
for
Four wasn't a bad movie.
it
I'm not
wasn't
a
bad, but
Fantastic Four fan.
we
That's
have
all.
not gotten an A plus Marvel movie since pre-pandemic.
Get the fuck out of here. You're telling me that Spider-Man No Way Home
Okay,
wasn't?
okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
On Guardians 3, Spider-Man was good. I'm talking like A plus meaning um the end of the Thanos movies, right? Um
I mean, that's like saying like I wish they came out with more Shawshank Redemptions.
I do.
Like,
They've had
but
five
you know what I
years.
mean though? That's like
They've had
such
like
a
five or
high
six
bar.
years, and we haven't
That's such a
touched near that
high
bar.
bar. Deadpool and Wolverine,
You know how I feel about that one. I, I'm
Werewolf by
just
Night.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Dude,
I,
there's
I
been good
hope that
stuff.
this movie gets to that zeitgeist, gets to that level, and makes me want to see the sequel and not like wait for it to hit streaming.
Fair
Um,
enough.
because right now, with the last like three Marvel movies I've gone to see in the theaters, I would have been okay waiting to see them on streaming. And I'm specifically talking about Fantastic Four. I'm talking about the new Avengers, Thunderbolts, and I'm talking about Captain America.
That's
None
fair
of
to
them
say.
were like, oh my God, I'll go see that twice in theaters. Like, no,
I think, yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I thought Thunderbolts was the best one out of those three.
I would agree.
Um, but I mean, Fantastic Four was good. Like I said, I just am not a big Fantastic Four family fan. That's why I wasn't super stoked about it and super excited. That's like me, you know, going to a history fair. Like I don't give a shit about the history
A
fair.
history fair.
I,
You going to the Ren Fair? You going to
no, I
Ren Fair?
haven't. I would love to go to one though. It seems like it's a fun time. But
Oh man.
any Ren Fair listeners out there, like comment.
I
Hey,
mean, we worked with the
let me
Ren
know what
Fair
it's all
people
like.
back in the day. Do you remember the Ren Fair people that worked for you back when we worked together? They always talk
Oh,
about
I
going to Ren
do.
Fair.
I do. That's that. It's you didn't work at Ren Fair unless you talked about Ren Fair. That's
Yeah,
what it
no,
was.
we don't talk about Ren Fair unless we go to Ren Fair.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But so kind of going in that little excitement of everything of like fantabulous fun and fiction. There's another Marvel property that's going to be releasing a sequel, and this one's going to be interesting. Spider-Man: Brand New Day. It is not going to be John Watts returning as director, but it'll be the director from Shang-Chi, Daniel Destin Cretton, and Punisher's going to be in it. The Hulk is going to be in it. Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is also going to be in it. There's some rumors as to who she's going to be playing, but supposedly it's going to be like a really powerful being. So we shall see. What are your thoughts on that?
How do you top No Way Home? Like it's bound for disappointment for me. Like these are two movies, two huge franchises that are ready to do their Spider-Man 3s. And I just don't know that I'm ready for Dancing Toby. So I'm set up for disappointment here. I love the cast of both movies. I'm so stoked for Evans, um, in an unhealthy way almost. But Brand New Day is like I have been pleasantly surprised by every Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. There has not been a stinker, but now they're
So why
changing.
do you think that this one's going to be bad?
Now they're changing directors. They're stretching it out. Like there hasn't been a Spider-Man that's done more than three Spider-Man movies as the
Mm-hmm.
lead. So I don't want this to be Thor 5, you know? Like it's love and thundering a little bit. So I'm just
Okay.
worried about that. That's what I'm worried
Love
about.
and Thunder was, to be
I
fair,
like
Love
Love
and
and
Thunder was Thor
Thunder.
4. That was Thor 4. This
Okay.
is the fourth Spider-Man. But like, yeah, I mean, this is, if anything, that should give you hope as to why this is even happening, and it should be a good movie because yeah, there has not been a fourth Spider-Man movie with the same actor as the lead. This is going to almost, from what Tom Holland said, he said it was going to reignite the MCU or reignite Spider-Man, if you will. I can't remember the exact quote, but he's really passionate about the role. That's another thing that's really awesome about the fact that he enjoys being Spider-Man. I don't know if Toby enjoyed being Spider-Man all that much. Andrew
Garfield
Garfield
did.
loved being. He did, but I mean that he was a victim of circumstance, so there's nothing you can do about that. Um, he is, and I think he would come back. I would love to see his third Spider-Man movie. That'd be fantastic. I would love it. But I'm excited to see this because this is going to go almost in my head and the way that I'm understanding this is how this is kind of all unfolding. This will be the first time that the Spider-Man has ever interacted with the Hulk and the Punisher in live action. That is fucking sweet. That has such great potential right there. And dude, the Hulk doesn't miss when he is a guest star in someone else's movie. You know, like that's I think that's where it's going to be interesting. Now, granted, he's only been a guest star in a couple of, I mean, one movie where he was the Hulk. You know, a couple if you count Iron Man 3. But I like Mark Ruffalo. I trust him. I trust the director. It's something where I'll be good to see it no matter what. And I trust Tom Holland. I don't think he would blow smoke up our asses unless he really thought that the movie was going to be awesome. So that's my thought. And I'm sticking to it.
Hey, I hope it goes well. I do. I just we've gotten so many stinkers from some of our favorite characters and some of the linchpins of the MCU that, I'm worried. The nice thing is the rogues gallery for Spider-Man is wide. And they don't even I don't even think this Spider-Man has a Gwen Stacy.
There may be some stuff that happens in this one.
No,
I've
but I'm
read
saying
some
like
things.
in
So,
any of the previous Tom Holland movies, we have not seen Gwen Stacy.
oh, no, no.
There's Silver Sable that they could bring in. Um, there's so many other Spider-Man characters that they could go grab. Black Cat, all that. Like there's so much that they can do. And I'm really, excited. There's a lot to work with there. There's a lot of taffy to pull. So to defend, there's a lot more they can do, but I'm worried. Not super, not amazing. Lee, excited, but I'm gonna see it opening weekend. Like absolute tier one. So both of those are tier one. Let's get to Star Wars because it's about time. Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm gonna see it the first weekend because I have a problem. Um, but what about you? How do you, as a more casual Star Wars fan, feel about this?
So I say, I mean, I'm a more casual Star Wars fan in comparison to you.
Hmm.
But I am still a highly above average Star Wars fan just based off of the amount of time and uh, consumption of the original trilogy, along with playing a little bit of the video games, having a little bit of knowledge of some of the non-canon books, but also kind of just I do like it. I do like Star Wars, and I didn't mind the sequel trilogy. I didn't really like The Last Jedi, but I was okay with. And I know people are going to shit on that because people say that The Rise of Skywalker was the worst. But you know what? The nostalgia was still there for me, so I still enjoyed it. It went back to what I thought. But Mandalorian and Grogu will be an interesting one because I feel like number one, it's an awful title for the movie. Um, it is interesting to see that Sigourney Weaver is going to be back, so I am excited to see that, or not back, but in the movie. But I am interested in it because I do like those characters, and I did like the show. I thought, I still remember around Christmas time, I was a little bit late to watching it, and I watched that season where Luke comes back with the X-wing, and I thought it was fucking fantastic. I was yelling at the TV, super excited. I was just on the edge of my seat. So I don't know if I'll still get that in this movie. But I'm up for the ride. I'm down for it. Will I see it opening weekend? If we're doing it for the podcast, sure, why not? I'd love to see other people's reactions to everything. So it's
Hmm.
been a while since I've been in a theater for a Star Wars movie, and people where they were enthused about what was happening on the screen, or they were excited, or they were cheering or jeering, or whatever it is. So I'll be interested to see what the audience reaction will be, and I would love to be a part of that.
I
What
mean,
about
I,
you?
I can't remember an in theater Star Wars movie since what? Since the
Rise?
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So pre-COVID.
Yeah, but
That's a
like
while.
people weren't like cheering in my movie theater, so that was one of the weird things to me. Is like,
That's
wait a
because
second,
they weren't
this is the
excited that
fandom.
old Palps was back. But so I have a
Somehow,
mixed,
somehow,
yeah, I have a mixed thought about this, right? About the Mandalorian and Grogu. I loved it as a show. Loved it as a show. The Western feel of that show was amazing. I'm concerned more and more about this because the overlap the show did with so many other characters
yeah,
and the fact that they're not closing the Ahsoka loop before this movie worries me because right now, unless we're going to say that these are happening at completely different timelines, and I did not, I don't know when the Mandalorian Grogu breaks into the timeline of things, but you're not going to bring Ahsoka into it, even though Ahsoka and Grogu have met, right? And Ahsoka was part of the Mandalorian and Grogu in the show. Um, R.I.P. Carl Weathers. I've got a feeling that that's what Sigourney Weaver is going to fill the Carl Weathers, role in the movie. But it's Dave Filoni playing with a lot of the characters from Rebels, and Clone Wars, which I love those properties. But I'm just curious what story they tell. And I've seen the
yeah,
previews. I'm excited that there's going to be a new. They got rid of the N1 Starfighter. They're bringing back a Razor Crest, um, but and they're bringing Rhoda the Hutt into it. But I'm still like, what story is there to tell? And will they bring in Luke? Will they bring in any of those, other Star Wars characters that we saw in the TV show? So there's a lot of possibilities. It's not like I'm not going to go see it. I've never seen a bad Favreau movie, so that makes me happy that
yeah.
he's owning it, and that Filoni, who's written the best Star Wars, is part of it. So I'm optimistic, but I'm more worried about Disney having fucked it up more than anything else.
I just don't know how this will seem fulfilling to the fandom that's out there, or even the
Yeah.
casual viewers. Will they be able to just digest this movie? Will they be able to understand it with all the deep references? And at the end of it, is this going to be like, all right, well, let's try and keep it? I know they're going to keep it open. What idiot wouldn't do that? But is it going to be tied up into a nice little bow to where if this movie stood by itself, would it hold up, and would people still want to watch it? That's where
Yeah.
I'm slightly concerned because right now it's like almost no matter how big the property is, unless you have a guaranteed fandom that's going to make at least 500 million at the box office for the movie, everything's a failure. So it's like, okay, well, how can we do this without completely investing in the future that we might not know is there because the toxic fandom could just shit on this. So that's where my concern is.
Yeah. I will say that the attitude around this movie reminds me of Rogue One in a way where you're like, oh, better stand alone. And Rogue One is an amazing movie.
Yeah,
I hope,
that is a perfect standalone.
yeah, I hope this is more Rogue One than Solo, but it has the potential for Solo, and that's the worrisome part.
Yeah.
Like when you try and do too much of the fan service, you got to get the right amount. And Lord knows that Rogue One has the perfect amount of fan service.
Yeah, it's tough to match it, and it's okay because all those characters died anyway, so it didn't really matter whatever happened in it. It's like, okay, well, that chapter's written. It's
Yeah.
done. It's closed.
I
The book is closed.
I just hope we get the same surprises that we got from that movie, like the end scene where you get the Vader in the like they Vader in the hallway. Carrie Fisher turns around at the end. It's not Carrie Fisher, but Leia turns
Yeah.
around at the end of the movie. Like you got what everybody wanted. If Luke's not involved in this, or there's not a Jedi, or we don't see like a Ben Solo, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like
I don't
let's
know.
let's get somewhere.
I purposely did not click on an article saying that Star Wars was officially retconning Luke's whatever it is. I didn't read the article because I feel like it's just like some bullshit story that was related in like the cartoons or something like that that doesn't really apply to anything else. So if they do something like that and take it completely out to left field of like, oh, you thought we were going to follow the sequel trilogy path. Like, no, it's we're going somewhere else. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. And who knows? Maybe that might happen, and there's some truth to that. But I didn't read the article,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's even worth excuse me, googling right now because I feel like it's a bullshit, clickbait article.
And it's gonna change. Like this isn't coming up for 5 months if it doesn't get pushed back. So I'm gonna see it. I'm excited about it, but I'm tepidly concerned. And I hope
Sure.
Filoni, who is the best writing voice in Star Wars right now, along with Favreau, who has the love for it, like there's nobody else I'd rather have heading this up. But as long as Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of Lucasfilm, I'm skeptical.
Yeah, all those April Fools rumors of her getting fired, still hasn't happened yet, guys. So
Yeah, yeah.
you can
And
only hope and pray.
if you look at the decisions she's made on paper, they're great. It's to your point, the toxic fandom has really dragged us down. Um,
It's infecting Marvel. It has infected DC. It's infected Marvel pretty heavily. So I'm sorry, Star Wars fans, for your toxic fandom, but now I'm really pissed off because now you're bleeding into my pool. So
yeah, no, we're shitting
not
in
fun.
your cereal too. To
Yeah.
continue the trend of tier one movies coming out that are part of a franchise, Dune Messiah is coming out. Chalamet. Um,
Dune, don't care. That's
I
what it.
couldn't
That's what
either.
it.
I haven't seen the other two. I'm like, whatever. I can't be more whatever about something. Unless the fans tell us we're ridiculous, we will not be reviewing Dune Messiah or any other Dune on our podcast until we run out of other movies. How do
Yep.
you feel about that?
Okay.
Like,
I'm perfect. I'm perfectly fine. I tried watching the first one and it seemed interesting, but I was watching it with the family and they didn't dig it. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll just watch it on my own. And you know what? I didn't watch it on my own. I just watched Extraction and Extraction 2 another time, and then John Wick 1, 2, 3, and 4 another couple times each. So yeah,
that's
sorry. Just
amazing.
haven't
I
gotten
love
around to
that.
it.
That's so funny.
Haven't gotten around.
So Dune, a no for us. You thought we were only going to
Nah.
talk about movies we're the most excited about. We're not excited about Dune. That's just the podcast we roll. But I'll tell you something I'm excited about that Dan probably isn't excited about, and that's Super Mario Galaxy movie, the first Mario movie, the first Super Mario movie from Imagination. I thought was really good, and I'm excited for another one. What do you think?
I don't know why you said that I wouldn't be excited about it because I enjoyed that movie as well. So
Just your hate of cartoons in general, Dan. That's it.
I mean, yeah, that understandable. That is a fact. But slowly changing. Like I actually bought a Blu-ray of Batman: The Killing Joke the other day because I'm like, you know what, I do want to watch this, and I heard it's really really good. The story's great, so I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I will eventually. But no, Super Mario Galaxy, I'm interested, but I feel like they could have. What I'm concerned about is that they're going too far too fast. They're doing like the DC approach, the DCEU approach, I should say, because I feel like the Super Mario Brothers movie to Super Mario Galaxy is a big stretch. Couldn't they have done something like Super Mario Luigi's Party or something like that, or Luigi's Mansion? And like it's kind of like a spooky Halloween type of thing where Mario and Luigi get into some shenanigans. Like I feel like that would have been a cool thing to do, and it's not big world scale compared to Super Mario Galaxy. There's a lot of other characters that they could introduce that isn't such a big grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, producers are going to produce, and that's what they wanted to go with. So
I mean,
who
my
knows?
guess is there hasn't been a brand new first party Mario release in a while, and they've re-released like Mario Galaxy 1, Mario Galaxy 2 for Switch. My guess is that there'll be an announcement of a new Super Mario Galaxy game shortly after this movie. They just did a new Donkey Kong. So that's my guess is they're going to coincide it and just try and drive people to a game. Not that there's ever a problem with people buying first party Mario games. But yeah, I think they just want to get more characters in the zeitgeist. And Galaxy has
Sure.
Galaxy appeals to a generation that grew up on like GameCube, as opposed to the first one. It was your Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo group. So
Yeah.
they're trying to make it more relevant in that regard. Because there's some folks that like Bowser is ever present, but those Galaxy movies, those Galaxy games got a lot of love too. So they've got,
What
50 years of Mario to
here's
catch up to.
here's my problem with that. What are you going to name the sequel?
The sequel to Galaxy,
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yes, but I mean, like, can you go backwards? It's like Super Mario World. Like, well, we already saw Galaxy. Like, I feel like
Well,
Odyssey is
yeah,
just like an adventure. Like,
well,
that's
Odyssey.
to me. Like,
So Odyssey
Galaxy
is a
to
title
me
that came out after
was it okay.
Galaxy. Yeah,
But I mean, just from the
there's
wordplay, it seems like it makes sense to be like, look, Galaxy is the penultimate Mario movie.
yeah.
Unless you come out with like, you can't come out with like Mario Party after Galaxy. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, Super Mario just decides to throw a birthday party for himself, and everyone plays games with each other. Like, it's competitive games.
I mean, the nice
But I
thing
don't
is
know.
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can.
Um,
Who am I to judge? Who am I to
I think
judge?
they're just adding more people into this. You get Brie Larson coming into the group as Rosalina. They're adding more princesses. I think they're trying to add more. They can inject it into the theme park. They can inject it into the merch. They can get
Sure,
there.
sure. Well, we'll
But
see. I don't. I'm not excited about it. I just want to nitpick on the title. To me, it
I know
just
you
seems
do.
weird. And I'm a non Nintendo Mario Uber fan. I like Mario, but my hot take is, hey, I like Super Mario 2 the best out of all of them.
I do too. That is my favorite Mario game. It's my favorite side
Love it.
scroller. Gotta love it.
I love it.
Gotta love Mario too. Speaking of nostalgic animated films, Toy Story 5. Are you gonna
I
see it right away?
am yeah, I'm invested in it because my boys were very big Toy Story fans, which led me to watch the movies, and I actually enjoyed them quite a bit. Some more than others, but I think it'll be interesting to see where they pick up with this. But can they course correct? That's my big thing because I feel like after Toy Story 4, Bonnie is the worst kid ever. Not only is she like my youngest is not as bad as Bonnie, but it almost breaks my heart every time he comes back with like either like I don't know where that toy is or like I broke it. It's like it breaks my heart like I've had that thing for 25 years and you lost it or like you broke it. Come on, dude, like take better care of this stuff. Like I had that stuff for longer than both you and your brothers have been alive combined. Can you please just take care of my X-Men? Like, just don't break them. so that's where it's interesting. Can they retcon it to where like, okay, get Bonnie out of the story because she's the worst. Bonnie's the worst. Leaves her shit everywhere. Makes up like Forky was to me Forky is funny, but at the same time, depending on how you view that character, it could be like the Jar Jar of the Toy Story universe.
Oh, he
Like
is.
no one it's so ridiculous. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
So, it's supposed to be like a toys versus tech kind of movie, and the toys struggle to stay relevant to Bonnie. My only hope in this movie, and I'm going to say it right now, and a lot of other people have said it, if this movie, the only reason to do another Toy Story movie, because I agree with you. I don't know that they needed Toy Story 4, because Toy Story 3's ending was so good.
Oh, it was really good.
So good. The only way you get a Toy Story 3-ish ending is if the toys go full circle and Andy's kids get them.
That's okay. I'm glad that you said that because that was going to be my thing to where it's like, how do you do that though without shitting on Bonnie? Like that's a big thing. I feel like maybe you go into a time jump that Bonnie's a little bit older, and at that point, Andy, I think would still be too young to have a kid to play with the toys. However, let's say maybe it's Bonnie's old enough to babysit for Andy's kid and they just happen to be in the same neighborhood. Maybe Andy moves back to the neighborhood and everything. Bonnie babysits Andy's kid, and he maybe witnesses some of the stories that Andy tells his baby, his infant or his toddler, whatever it is, and just talking about the sheer joy of everything. And then Bonnie at the last scene is like, you know what? You did me a really big favor and gave me toys when you went off to college. I would love to repay the favor and give you these toys back to give to your son. Like I feel like that's perfectly like what you said right there. I'm all about it. Like I've already had this in my head, and I've told my wife and my kids about it. Like this is how I would do Toy Story 5. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. But yeah,
If
full story
if
would
it
or full
can't
circle would be
get
great.
there, if it can't get there, I don't know why you're doing it. If you can't,
Yeah, either that, lead a sequel up to that. Like that's my thing.
I'm at it where Toy Story 3 was so emotionally good and the close was so good that Toy Story 4 wasn't. Like Toy Story 4 was yeah.
It just made me hate Bonnie more.
Yeah.
That's what it did.
I need I really need that I need the Andy tie-in. And we're not gonna get it. We're gonna be disappointed. Like I can
Probably.
only imagine. I
Yeah.
mean, but if Toy Story 5 is the worst movie that we watch on this list, I'm okay with it for our tier ones. There's only one more tier one that I want to talk about really quickly, and that's the Odyssey. It's a Nolan movie. It's got an amazing cast, but the story of the Odyssey and Odysseus, the Homer, the Homer thing, familiar or unfamiliar?
Familiar used to be when I was in high school. I know there was a movie that did a retelling of the Odyssey. What was that recently? It
I
was like a modern take.
oh, it was the George Clooney movie with the I'm a man of constant sorrow.
Was that? Oh God, yeah. That was the Odyssey, right? So they did it already. I don't know if I feel like I need to see a in the time period revisioning of it. Although I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm not excited about it. I'll
Yeah. Oh,
watch it. I'm not excited about it. I'm not like, ooh, got to go see that new Chris Nolan movie. Like, no, no,
mhm.
I'll wait
That's
unless
just
I
where you
have
and I
like a
differ.
pass.
I the Odyssey was one of the first like I was for some reason as a little kid I was not little kid when I was in like third grade I was reading Greek mythology for some reason and the Odyssey is one of my favorites. So I'm
Let's be
stoked to
real.
see it.
A lot of people read that in younger grades. So like
Yeah.
I don't know if it was third grade, but like I think mine was like sixth or seventh grade or something like
Yeah, no,
that.
I
And
read
then
it
watch
really early. I just remember reading it early and I dug it
gotcha.
and they haven't done a good movie of it ever. So I'm stoked to see it. Not that Oh Brother Where Art Thou wasn't a good movie, but it was a Coen brothers interpretation of a storyline that kind of got you there. But
Yeah, you
I
have to
think
be
it's
interested
got
in the
enough to
source.
make an awesome movie and like let's let Nolan do it.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be good. I haven't seen a Nolan movie that I did not like, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I
Yeah.
just don't, I'm not rushing to the theaters to see it.
Oh, that's a first weekender for me. And that's the end of our tier one list. Tier two are the movies that we're cautiously optimistic on, that we hope are good, but are more likely to disappoint than what's on our tier one. First up on the list, the next installment of DC, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Where are you at with this movie?
Excited to see it. I don't care if it's going to be a similar theme to Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm fine with that. If it is, if it's something completely different and throws it for a few curveballs, I'm good with that too. Uh, I don't really know a whole lot about Supergirl, but it seems like by the premise of the movie, it seems like it's going to be pretty good. So, and you get to see Jason Momoa as Lobo. So I'm down for it. I actually would think that this would bump up more into tier one just based off of my fandom for comic source as opposed to Greek mythology.
Yeah, I'm. It's close. It's close, right? I figured we should start tier two off with a bang. I'm a Millie Alcock fan,
Yeah,
or
she's
however you
good.
say her last name. I thought she was great in the House of Dragons stuff. I think she'll be solid in this, and the Lobo thing is going to be pretty big. But we also get Crypto,
Yeah,
which is a bright spot from Superman. But I think this will be good. Um, I'm cautiously optimistic, but it's also a DC movie.
I also was under the impression that Gunn was directing it and he's not. So I'm a little
Yeah,
bit leery about that too because it
and he
has
wasn't a
some
writer
Guardians
on it
themes.
either.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Well,
Craig
so we shall
Gillespie
see.
is directing. Uh, he directed like Lars and the Real Girl and I Tanya, which and Pam and Tommy that miniseries, which are good in and of themselves, but like they're not at the level we expect this to be. You know what I mean?
I I think the rest of the tier two list is not at the level that that you're speaking of either. So it's I don't know. Supergirl I'm good with. I'll see that in theaters. Project Hail Mary with Gosling. I've seen the previews for that. Very cool concept. I'm down to watch it. Once again, I don't know if that's going to be a movie that I'm going to go out to the theaters to see. What about you?
So the reason that I added this is it's this is this a similar I believe it's the same writer as The Martian.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
I
it's
like it then.
directed by Lord and Miller.
Should
So
I be like excited about that, or I don't know who that is?
they did a bunch of Marvel movies. Um, Produced Spider Verse, but yeah, no, Lord and Miller are Lego movie writer, producers on 22 Jump Street. Um, they're funny. They're
Okay.
awesome. So
Oh, I'm sure
I'm
it'll be no,
excited.
it'll be a good movie. I
Yeah,
just okay. I'll
no,
wait. I'll wait.
I hear you. I hear you. It looks pretty decent though. It looks pretty decent. So I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Next one on our list of cautiously optimistic movies is Disclosure Day. How aware of this movie are you?
Not aware until you mentioned it, and I did a little bit of reading about it, and I was just like, meh, okay, sure. I guess this will probably be cool on streaming.
Spielberg does, yeah. So you should be excited about it because of the cast. Josh O'Connor is leading this one off with
Ooh,
Emily Blunt. Um, and it is I mean, your guy Wyatt Russell's in it. Um, I know how you enjoy some Wyatt Russell. But it's Spielberg talking about space and aliens and touching that. And it's the first Spielberg movie in a while. So it's got a lot of hype.
I think I'll have a little bit more interest in it now, just because I'm more into UFOs now. So I think that might be a little bit more appealing to me. And I don't know, maybe Spielberg knows something that we don't. Maybe he's unveiling that in this movie. Who knows?
And hey, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Next one on our cautiously optimistic, close to my heart. Don't know if it's close to yours, but Masters of the Universe.
Don't care.
Oh,
Masters of shit. I don't care.
how dare you?
I watched the Kevin Smith animation, but I watched the original He-Man Masters of the Universe in the theaters. Fell asleep during it. Uh, Watched some He-Man cartoons fairly recently with my kids when they were a little bit younger, and just realized how silly that cartoon was. And why did I like it? I don't know. It's because it was just a cartoon at the time, and I felt like, oh, this is the closest to action that I'm going to get for cartoons. And yeah, no. The only
Yeah.
thing I like about He-Man is the WWF and WWE crossover where they have the He-Man figures, where like Ultimate Warrior is like one of the things in there, and same thing with Goldberg, and it's cool. It's cool that they have some of that, but no, not this one.
I so
I could not care less about He-Man.
Oh God, I grew up on He-Man. The Dolph Lundgren movie is one of those so bad it's kind of good. Maybe a retro rewind this year, maybe. But this movie has me in a good way and a bad way. Idris Elba, Kristen Wiig, Alison Brie, but Jared Leto as Skeletor is where I think you're going to lose me in this, and that's why.
Jared Leto, they have to stop casting him. Like he is box office poison. He
Oh
really
man.
is. Uh like did they not learn their lesson after Tron Ares? Like stop casting him in roles. Like they
Yeah,
have to stop.
yeah. I don't
Let
know,
him just let him just make music with 30 Seconds to Mars.
but also the Mountain is in this too. For those that are on the Game of Thrones end, but I'm excited about it because there's a bit of an unknown in the lead, so that's good. And the director um has done some okay stuff. He did Bumblebee, which I think was a
Mm,
little underrated.
that was good. I liked it.
Yeah, but he hasn't done a ton. But I'm hopeful that it's a unknown director, a semi unknown lead, and maybe he just beats up on Jared Leto and we all enjoy it.
Maybe.
Um,
We can only
in,
hope.
we can only hope. In a similar cautiously optimistic realm, Mortal Kombat 2.
Excited. I didn't really enjoy the first one as a whole. I liked the nods of fan service that was in it. And I loved Kano. Kano was the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Cole Young was like the worst. I like Louis Tan as an actor. And or I should say I like him as a martial artist, but that acting in that movie wasn't the best. And could it have been the writing? Sure. Could it have just been the fact that we were looking for a little bit more Scorpion, a little bit more Liu Kang, a little bit more Sub Zero? Probably. But yeah, the new one, I'm excited. I was really hesitant about Carl Urban being cast, But after seeing some of the previews and after seeing that kind of Cole Young was taking a step back from everything in terms of how much screen time he will have, who knows? A lot of people are thinking that he's just going to get offed within the first 10 minutes. I'm cool with that too. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this one, and it must be good because they already got greenlit for a Mortal Kombat 3.
Hey, same director as the last one, so you're gonna get a similar feel. And I agree. Like we've had good Mortal Kombat movies in the past. Like I was okay with the first two. We've also had garbage Mortal Kombat movies, but I think that this is something that with modern what
Oh, rewind. What?
Annihilation was garbage.
Yeah, yeah. What were the good movies? The two good movies for Mortal Kombat? Because there
Oh
was only
wait,
two Mortal
yeah,
Kombat
it was the
movies.
first one. It was the first. I
Okay.
liked the
All right.
first,
Just want to make sure. I
the
watched.
old first one.
I recently watched Annihilation again, and it's just so comical of how bad it is.
Yeah,
Like, it's so put together. I'm pretty sure that we could write a movie better than that,
I mean,
and we could star in it ourselves, and it would be better.
wow, that is a risk. Um,
It's so bad.
And then there's one more that is and it's on our cautiously optimistic list solely because it's a large franchise at this point. New Hunger Games, Sunrise of the Reaping. Where are you on Hunger Games in general?
I volunteer to not watch this movie. How
Okay.
about you?
Um I read the first three books because I had time apparently when they were first popular, and I saw the first three movies. I think there's another movie I haven't seen.
Yeah, there is. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's related to this one or not, but yeah, could not care less about this movie either. I might, out of all the movies that we've talked about, this might be on the very, very bottom rung.
The only thing that gives me, and I'm going to see what I can do to get you there. They're bringing back Josh Hutcherson and Jennifer Lawrence. Um,
Oh, wow. Don't care.
wait, they've
Cool.
added Jesse Plemons, McKenna Grace, Maya Hawke, Kieran Culkin, Elle Fanning, Ralph Fiennes, and Glenn Close. So
That's
the
good.
the
That's a step in the
cast
right direction.
is the cast looks, and I mean it's deep. It is a deep, good cast. That's the only thing that makes me think it could be okay.
Yeah, but
But
you have to care
it's a
about the source, right?
yeah,
Like I never
yeah,
cared about, like, the first one was, it seemed interesting to me.
yeah.
And I did watch all of them, with the exception of the last one.
Hmm.
And I was just like, I just don't care about these characters. Like, I didn't care about PETA, or whatever Hemsworth's name was.
Hmm.
Like, just not a emotionally tying type of experience when I was watching it.
Yeah. The again, the cast is the thing that carries it for me as a maybe, but this is like an airplane movie. Like, oh, I guess I'm stuck in this capsule for a while. Maybe I'll watch this if it's streaming. This is a for
Yeah.
streaming for me too. But it's also one that if we watch it on streaming, it could be a an amazing surprise. But I doubt it. But I
So as
doubt
we
it.
go into the tier three movies, as we go through this list, Mark, I'm going to set a challenge for you. 10
Mhm.
seconds or less as to why you should or why you want to watch or not want to watch this movie.
I'm
Um,
excited.
okay, let's go. Moana live action with The Rock.
Not a chance. My kid might want to watch it, and that's why I'd have to go. But come on, Dwayne with a big old lock of hair. It's over, baby. It's over. What about
Yeah,
you?
I would see this movie just because of The Rock. I'm not a Moana fan. I didn't really watch the first one or the second one to the full extent of everything. Just don't care, but I'll watch The Rock and pretty much anything. So maybe.
All right, I got another one for you. Minions 3.
I don't care, but I probably would watch that just because my youngest likes the Minions, and they're funny movies, so it's entertaining. I'll give it a shot, but not really in my league. What about
Not
you?
hitting the podcast unless we do an amalgamation of kids movies we've liked. And I agree. Despicable Me's never been bad, but it's it's the same old thing. Like I'm good. I'm good. This one, we've recently seen some renderings for, and I don't know how I feel about it because it looks really whacked out. Street Fighter.
Dude, it looks so crazy. I'm just so curious as to what it's like. The fight scenes seem to be legit though. Like, the action that I've seen so far is like, okay, this is realistic fight scenes as opposed to the first Street Fighter with Van Damme, where it's like I was bitterly disappointed with all the fight scenes.
I don't know, man.
So
I don't know if I could watch a Street Fighter without Raul Julia. The one thing that gives
you
me the most,
can.
I can.
You absolutely can. There's no more. He's dead, so you can absolutely watch any other movie that's come out. The animated ones is supposed to be really good. You 100% can. That I assure you, and I promise you, you can.
Don't know if I could, my heart could take it. But the one thing that gives me the most pause about this movie is there's so much WWE talent in it that it's like playing fucking Russian roulette. Like there's some WWE talent that can act. We've got Cena Cena's funny. I will see him in a funny movie. You've got Dwayne Johnson. That's great. You've also got your Stone Cold movies, your Triple H movies, your Hulk Hogan movies. We're playing Russian roulette by putting this many WWE superstars in a movie. Cody Rhodes' hair alone in this movie could be as bad as JVD in the first movie.
It's very interesting what this movie will be. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in, but I don't think I'll flock to the theaters unless there's like this viral thing that is like, oh, you got to go see it. Like at this scene, everyone throws popcorn and yells Hadouken. Like I'll do that. I'll join in on some fun on that.
Maybe we should
But
start that trend.
yes,
Put it on the internet. Let's see if we can start people doing dumb shit.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds good. So yeah, we took a little bit more than 10 seconds on that, but Street Fighter deserves it.
It does.
The next movie up is Michael.
So hear me out. I put this on the list. It's the Michael Jackson movie, and I just want to see what they do and how they leave out weird stuff and what weird stuff they put in. Every movie that's been put out about a pop star, the Elton John movie, the Freddie Mercury movie, the Johnny Cash movie, they've been good.
I can say the most recent one that I was just like, meh, was the Whitney Houston one. So I can only imagine that it'll be similar to that in the sense that it'll probably be in the same vein. The Jackson family did sign off on this movie, so I'm sure that not a lot of the stuff that we would be curious to find out about is there. So I'm going to say, nah, don't care. And
I want to,
sorry, hot take.
You know what
Was
I want to
never
see about
that
this
big
movie?
of a Jackson fan.
I want to see Macaulay Culkin react to it because he was there. He met Bubbles. If there's not a monkey in this movie, I'm going to be pissed.
All right. Well, going on to the next movie, Scary Movie 6.
I'm going to say let's go. Like the Michael Jackson experience could be scary for kids, but Scary Movie 6 is what I want to see.
The Wayans are back in, so I'm in too. So yeah, sign me up.
I want to know what kind of funny ghost face mask we're going to get.
And then we've got The Cat in the Hat.
So there was a terrible Mike Myers movie, but they've more recently, a lot of the properties that we grew up with, like the Grinch, have gotten new leases on life. And the new like animated Grinch wasn't bad, the Scott Mosier one. Are you at all interested in Cat in the Hat? Because I'm not at all. And it's like going to be a big summer release. And it's just like, why? Why are you doing this?
I'm still wondering why we're still talking about it right now. So like, no, don't care. Like I'm good. I'm good without it. Cat in the Hat. Bye bye. See you later.
All right. So I got two more that I want to touch on. Just two. The top two that I think are going to be dark horse wild card movies that could be awesome this year. First one is Flowervale Street. How much do you know about this movie?
Nothing.
So it's an 80s. It's set in the 80s and stars Hathaway and McGregor, Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, about bizarre happenings in the neighborhood. It's written by the same writer that did some of the It stuff. I think this is my call for Dark Horse Movie of the Year. I think this is going to come out and be pretty good. Just because the cast on it looks pretty solid. But I didn't know if you'd heard anything about it yet.
Nah. And yeah, I don't know. You haven't sold me on it yet, so we'll see. We'll see how maybe when I see a trailer, maybe I'll have a little bit more of a formulated opinion on it. But weird shit in the 80s. I mean, everything in the 80s was weird. So that you have to specify a little bit more. Is it like alien happenings? Is it paranormal happenings? Is it just like,
they haven't
walk down the street?
They haven't released a lot about it, but it's got a lot of hype because the director, it was written and directed by the guy that did It Follows and Under Silver Lake.
Ooh, It Follows is great. I love that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
Okay,
David
cool.
Robert Mitchell did him. So that's the reason that it's getting a lot of hype, and that's why I think it's going to be a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of an underdog. And
Sounds
we
good.
got Frankenstein. We haven't reviewed it yet, but we're talking about it. We got the Frankenstein this year. The Bride is next year, which is a Bride of Frankenstein with Christian Bale and Jake Gyllenhaal. I think that's gonna be decent. Have you seen anything about this yet?
I have, and I think that's going to be good just because of the fact that I'll watch anything with Bale in it. I think it's going to get shit on. It's not going to do great at the box office, though. That's my honest opinion. I feel like no one wants to revisit the Universal monsters. Every other iteration of a reboot has kind of failed or has just kind of sat there in mediocrity, whether it's the box office or the acting performance. So that's where I'm a little bit hesitant about it. But I'll go watch anything with Bale, and Gyllenhaal's a good actor too. He gets a lot of flack for stuff like Roadhouse, but at the same time, he's still a really good actor. He's been in a lot of great movies.
So the interesting thing about this movie too, it's set in 1930s Chicago, written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Ooh, you lost me there.
I,
If you
I
wouldn't have
gotta
said
think that
that,
it's gonna
then
be weird though. I gotta think it's
yeah,
gonna be weird. And if you look at some of the trailers for it, it looks like kind of periody. Um, I'm interested to see some of the cinematography looks interesting.
I'll see it because of Bale.
Bale
I'll
plays
do
the
that.
Frankenstein monster.
Yeah, I'll see it because of him.
Well, I think that's our list for this year. Is there anything we left out that you're stoked about or want to are looking forward to?
No, honestly, there's just some TV shows that I'll be interested in watching. X-Men 97 season 2 will be coming out, so I'm excited to see that. But really, it's kind of few and far between. There's not a whole lot else that I am like, ooh, got to see it besides the Marvel stuff and the DC stuff. So yeah, 2026 is going to be a great year, or I would hope a great year for movies. I think it'll definitely be better than last year. But also at the same time, I think there's going to be some really great things for this podcast. We're going to have a little bit of a tighter format as to what movies we're going to watch. We got a lot of things that are kind of planned down the pipeline, so it'll be exciting for all the viewers and listeners. You're in for a good year, and we're going to keep at it because, like I said before on the podcast, I don't think I've ever done anything in 4 years every week in succession besides this podcast. That includes all like working out and hobbies and things like that. So I'm excited. This is what we do. This is what we get excited about. So Mark, I'm looking forward to this year. What about you?
I'm absolutely looking forward to you. There's only one thing about this episode that Martha's me, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now. I'm very Martha'd that we have not been able to talk about Samaritan 2 being part of the 2026 lineup because that's the only thing that could make it better. That's the only thing that could make this movie lineup better. It's Samaritan 2.
Either that or we just do a watch along to Samaritan, and
Oh,
that's one of the episodes. I don't know.
I
It'd be
mean,
fun.
you talked about us writing, directing, and acting in a movie and it being better than something. I think that we could do Samaritan 2 ourselves. Hey, Samaritan.
If we do Samaritan and we can only talk in Stallone voice the entire time while we're watching the movie, that would be fantastic. So I think that would be it's worth considering. Audience, if you want to witness that, the debauchery and ridiculousness, comments, let us know. Email us.
We think we could do a better job than the first Samaritan.
Well, that wraps it up for the very first episode of 2026 for the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I'm Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That's Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Hey, get ready to subscribe, bookmark us, get ready to watch and download, and tell us what you think about our episodes. Watch the back catalog in the meantime to catch yourselves up. But I Can Do This All Day podcast on all of the socials. We're excited to keep bringing this podcast every week. And let's go. Let's
Your
go.
your New Year's resolution should be this podcast all day because we can do this all day. We'll see you next time, everyone.